This episode of Source Code News is brought to you by Parties for You. For the best margarita machine rentals in Houston, give them a call. 281-748-0057. That's 281-748-0057. By Cazadores Tequila. When you're in the mood for tequila, buy the best. Cazadores Tequila. And by Alberta's Best Bet Bail Bonds. Don't gamble with your freedom. Give them a call. 713-237-8238. That's 713-237-8238. Welcome to Source Code News. We are live every Thursday night on SCP Radio. We are your number one source in tech and gaming news. Join our chat room on scpradio.com or call in to be a part of the conversation. Perfect.
Welcome to Source Code News, episode number 19, recorded on May 18, 2017. This show brings you the latest in tech, science, and gaming news. We will have product reviews and game reviews as well as unboxings of our latest gadgets. So be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher and on YouTube. And follow us on SoundCloud and all of the social media sites. Did I mention that we do this show live every Thursday night starting around 8:30-ish on scpradio.com. Be sure to join the chat room on scpradio.com or call in at 832-910-7727 to ask a tech question, and Hector will be ready to answer it.
Yep, have Google open already.
Oh, see, he's ready to go. All right. So, Hector, it's been a while. It's been, like 3 weeks or something?
Yeah, almost a month now.
Yeah. So, there's been a lot of things going on. We've been going out of town. We've been, doing gigs here and there. So, in order for me to handle all that stuff, I wasn't able to do this show. It takes me a couple of days to get all the news ready to go and set it up so we can do the show. So haven't been able to do that since we've been so busy with the DJing thing, the mobile DJing. Plus, we added Shooter's Dance Hall and Saloon to where we do that every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So put it up on the thing.
Yeah.
So Shooters is it's a club here in Houston, Pasadena, and today's Thursday from 9 to 2 a.m. DJ Fluffy will be in the mix with the best in Tejano and Conjunto. So be sure to go to Shooters and and check out DJ Fluffy. He'll also be streaming live on scpradio.com. So right now we're not live on SCP Radio, but we're live on YouTube and Facebook and Ustream. We're live on all those. But DJ Fluffy, when he starts his show, he should be live on scpradio.com, so you can check him out. So you can listen to him on the way to Shooters. So, just so you know, the address is 7337 Spencer Highway, Pasadena, Texas. 7337 Spencer Highway. And I think today is a $3 cover charge. So, just, so you know. And also, can you put up the other? So the rest of the week, we have Tuesdays, we have Get Down, or is it Pasa Get Down Dina? She's doing karaoke. And she's doing that her show from 7 to 12:30 there, and it's free, no cover charge. Then Wednesdays we got DJ Jimmy Ray in the mix. He's doing the Country Power Hour, so he's there from 9 to 2. That was yesterday. So he also streams live on scpradio.com. Then we have today's Fluffy's day over there, DJ Fluffy. And then tomorrow it'll be DJ Tino Latino doing video mixing, playing country, the new country music and old, the old originals. And he's there from 7 to 2. So be sure to check him out. And also on Saturdays we have live bands. Every Saturday they have a different live band, country band, and they either have DJ Tino Latino in the mix or DJ Jimmy Ray. And so that's our week at Shooters. So be sure to check, go to Shooters, check them out, and let everybody know that SCP Radio sent you. All right, so I guess let's go ahead and start with the tech news. Junior.
Try and control the mouse.
Tech news.
All right, so this is about glow in the dark roads, which is weird, but all right, glow in the dark roads sounds like something fresh out of a child's imagination, but it's now a reality and will soon be adopted in other countries and states in America. In the Netherlands, light absorbing glow in the dark road markings have replaced street lights on a 500 meter, which is like zero point 0.3 mile stretch of highway. In conjunction with road construction company Heijmans developed the photoluminescent powder integrated into the road paint. So it's photoluminescent powder, which they're putting down into the paint when they paint the roads. So it's not just regular paint; it's the paint they use already on the roads. It really stays on there; it's really permanent, and it glows. It's photoluminescent. So let me see. Back in October of 2012, the studio's founder and lead designer says that one day I was sitting in my car in the Netherlands and was amazed by the roads we spend millions on, but no one seems to care what they look like and how they behave. He started to imagine this Route 66 of the future where technology jumps out of the computer screen and becomes part of us. So yeah, I guess he got that idea, back in 2012, and finally they started doing, something about it. So that's kind of cool. I mean, glow in the dark lights. I mean, that's saves on money from having, the lights on the streets, and I guess usually, I don't know, glow in the dark paint I've noticed from before when I was younger, when I used to get little, like they used to have these super bouncy balls, and they would be glow in the dark. If you had them near a light source during the day, and at night they would glow real good. So I guess during the day the roads are getting hit with the sun, so I'm assuming that charges up the glow in the dark paint, and then for the nighttime, it's glowing on all night. So that's pretty cool. I think anything to save on electricity and stuff like that, it's good. All right, so what you think, Hector?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It reminds me of the vest that people have, the workers, like the reflecting thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except that's just light reflecting.
Yeah, it's just
But yeah, similar thing. That's not using a light source. It's just the reflection.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. What about Tesla? You want to take that
Tesla.
one?
Let me pull up the picture.
I'll read the heading. Tesla teams up with the utility company to offer super cheap power walls to back up its power grid.
Oh, there we go. All right. Tesla is pairing up with Vermont Vermont utility provider to offer
Subsidized.
subsidized. Oh, hold on. Yeah, because I can't see. Powerwall battery pack to bolster its power. Oh, hold on. Its power grid, and give customers a chance to harness its energy when other lights go out. Vermont's Green Mountain Power (GMP) a utility company with a uh, distinctly environment focus will be the first power provider in the world to integrate Tesla's system as a major part of its grid. GMP will install Tesla's industrial power pack on its own utility land and offer 2,000 of its customers 7 kW Powerwall 2 units for an extra $15 a month of a charge on their power bill, or a one-time 1,500 fee, $1,500 fee. The battery store energy during off-peak hours, will nighttime for later use, and typically costs up to $3,000.
So, so the company's gonna they're gonna charge you $15 per month, to get an extra, or let me see, Powerwall 2 units.
Yeah, it looks like it's like gonna be like an add-on, I guess.
Yeah, because the power pack's a big battery.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they'll come in and connect it to your setup, to your electricity. But the thing is, it's going to help them with peak power. So that's one thing a lot of the power plants, they have problems with. How do you call it? They
Waste like a lot of electricity, or
Well, most of the night and some of the day, they don't have a problem with their, with the electricity.
mm-hmm.
But at peak power, when everybody's up using, electricity at one time, that's when they start having problems. And so they have to ramp up their equipment to make more, electricity
Mm-hmm.
to keep up with the demand. So it costs them more. So they charge they'll charge more during that time.
Mm-hmm.
So what they want to do is, if they can give out all these power packs to the customers, during that peak power time, it won't really hurt them. The people that need more power, it'll just be pulling from those power packs, And if you have a power pack and you're not even home, the grid will automatically use some of that power to provide to other houses, and the utility company doesn't have to ramp up their power making ways. It won't cost them more money. They just steady run at a steady pace throughout the whole day, which was what they would rather do. But usually at peak power, they have to ramp it up. It costs them more money, and they end up charging people more money during for that peak time.
Mm-hmm.
And here in Houston, we don't have that, where they charge more. But I know, like, I've heard in, I think, California or whatever, people that have electric cars, what they'll do is they'll tell their car, don't start charging until, like, 2 a.m. or something, because that's when you save money on electricity. That's when they charge you the least, because hardly anybody's using it.
Mm-hmm.
So don't charge during peak power, because it costs more. That's what they do, where they'll say to the automatic thing for charging their car.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. What else? I don't know. I like this idea of having these batteries, because I think they even said, was it them? I know, like, if the power goes down, you're gonna have a day or two worth of power
Mm-hmm.
because of that battery, and it's something I would like to have. Instead of having a generator that's gonna burn gas, and stuff like that, you have this thing, and it's gonna do what a generator does, but it's not gonna have to burn, fuel.
Yeah, fuel. Yeah.
It's more green energy, type thing.
Mm.
All right. So the
Nice.
next story is similar, except it's another company called Watts. Watts is a huge battery that powers your home. So like Tesla's Powerwall, watts is a big battery that can power your home. 1 watt cell can support a few small appliances, including computers and refrigerators, and a few units can power TVs and electric washers. The unit can charge via the grid or with solar panels, and the watts units can include an app that shows discharge and battery remaining. The batteries, which were designed in Russia, are stackable, which means you can add as many or as few devices to your power network. They can also send energy back onto the grid as necessary. It offers a 1.5 kilowatt um, with a 3 kilowatt peak and a capacity of 1.2 kilowatts per hour. The company is shipping batteries in August, and one unit costs $2,999. They aim to be the Lego of high-end home batteries, allowing you to add some real power storage to your home, office, or, Jimmy, zombie-proof bunker. I think this is what you need, Jimbo. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like I said, I wouldn't mind having, one of these big old battery packs for the house. Back in the day, I was looking about installing my own windmill and my own, what do you call it?
The solar panel.
The solar panels on the house. And I was like, man, in order for me to do it, you need to buy the windmill or the solar panels. You need to connect them together, so I was gonna have to solder all that stuff together. Then I was gonna have to run a wire down to like a power inverter, and then into the batteries that I wanted to use, and these were gonna be batteries that they use in like those little golf carts,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't use a car battery because those aren't good for powering all the way down and then recharging. Those are bad. They lose their power once you drain them all the way. It like damages them or something. So you need one that can recharge. So it was similar to those batteries they use in the golf carts, and stuff like that. And so I was like, man, that's a lot of damn work. And then you got to be careful because if something goes wrong, you can start a fire because they'll overcharge and stuff. So it wasn't a good idea to do that. But now, like with these, like they said, you can stack them. So like if you need more power, you buy another one, and they plug right in. Now you extended your power storage. So I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Tesla, you know how they're making the what do you call it, roof shingles,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to make them a solar panel. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that you have your solar panels to make the electricity, and then you have that storage unit, that they sell the Powerwall or whatever power pack to store it. So at night you have extra power. That's pretty cool.
All right, so Verizon's LG Watch Sport has been canceled.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Verizon's version of the LTE-equipped LG Watch Sport has been canceled, according to a report from Droid Life. The Android Wear watch was originally announced to come in both AT&T and Verizon compatible versions, but the Verizon model has been was delayed and now completely canceled. Okay, as 925 Google notes, all references to the Verizon variety have been deleted from LG and Verizon's respective sites. And Verizon's offering refunds to customers. While Verizon customers may be stuck without an LG Watch Sport, there are still other options for a Android Wear 2.0 watch, including the company's own branded Watch 24. Helpfully, Verizon is also offering customers who had pre-ordered the LG Watch Sport a $100 credit towards another smartwatch it sells, like the aforementioned Watch 24, to make up for the cancellation.
Okay, well that's kind of cool that they're gonna give you an extra $100
Yeah.
toward the next watch you buy. Um, but have you been paying attention? I mean,
Well, like lately this year, like Android watches and all that, they've been dying. Like I haven't heard nothing about it. Like before, I wanted like what is the Moto?
oh yeah,
Yeah, that one was like all the hype. Now it's
yeah.
nobody talks about it no more, and
Well,
mostly people talk about like, well, I guess this one's gonna be a sport, so it's gonna be similar, I guess, to like the active ones, right?
yeah.
Like the Fitbit and all that. So I think Fitbit's the only one that's still alive, and in the whatever the other ones are.
Well, I
Yeah.
know the new Apple Watch. You know, so the iPhone users love that Apple Watch. But this year was supposed to be Android's year for watches because they came out with Android Wear 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to have more functionality and all this stuff. But when they came out with the first watches of Android Wear 2.0, I think they tried to do too much at once, and they made a bulky watch that people didn't really like. They're too big, they're too thick, too
Mhm.
heavy, and trying to do everything. Some of the watches even have their own where you gotta they have their own phone line.
Yeah, like my mom has one, and like just seeing how big that thing is, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it's not for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's I think they need to cut back on all the accessories or all the extra stuff they do and
Mhm.
just make it do one or two things really good, and start there, and see where it goes from there, because the ones that are doing good, like you said, they're the ones that the Fitbit that count your steps and stuff like that, maybe check your heartbeat, your heart rate. They don't have to do a whole lot, so maybe have a GPS in it, your heart rate sensor, a thing for steps. Start there, and to where you can maybe answer a phone, or see, get the notifications, and that's it. Why have so much more on there? But I don't know. I mean, I never really wore watches before anyways.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I have, but
you always wear
yeah, I always wear a watch.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I did before was before we had phones, which is probably a time you don't really remember.
The what? Say it
Before
again?
we had phones,
Before you had phone? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You had
I had a watch,
you had
and I would go buy them at the dollar store because I would break them in like 2 or 3 days because I would bump into something and they'd
Mhm.
just fall apart. So I would be scared to spend a whole bunch of money on on a
Yeah.
good watch. So
Yeah, I know the ones that like stay focusing on like the smartwatches are like Fossil and I guess all them companies. You seen the Fossil watches, right? Like
yeah,
yeah, they're like Android Wear and all that. And I wouldn't mind having one of those just to have it, but I'm not have it flashy and all that.
yeah,
So what I just use is just the Fitbit. So
yeah. Yeah, and seemed like when I used to wear the watch before was just so I could see what time it was.
Mhm.
Now I have my phone, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't need the watch.
Yeah.
You know.
No. So what it should do is focus on more connecting it to your phone instead of having your own phone. I guess, like you were saying, you have to have your own number.
Yeah.
Cause I know the new version of this Fitbit, it shows you text messages,
Uh-huh.
and my mom does too, but hers is like has her own phone number in there. So I guess if they wanna push the Android Wear more, it's like, oh, you could look at your text messages or pictures or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
they should do that.
Yeah, but they need to figure out a way to make them thinner and lighter, and
Mhm.
so people would be like, "Oh, it's because a lot of people use the watch as a decoration, as a
Accessory.
jewelry."
Uh huh.
Yeah, and if it's ugly, why you're not gonna want to wear
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
unless you're like me. Like I used to wear the one with the calculator. I was so
What is that?
I thought it was so cool. I was like the nerd with the one with the little calculator on the thing. Yeah, so I didn't really care about
The style.
the jewelry or looking.
The
Yeah.
flashy or whatever.
No, that wasn't.
Mm.
That was
Mhm.
never my goal. All right, so Slack. Slack adds screen sharing 2 years after acquiring Screen Hero. So, just so you know, Slack is it's a messaging app. It's it's an all-in-one type app for businesses, like small businesses.
Oh, is this the one that you tried
Yeah.
to get us? Yeah, I deleted it after
Yeah.
that.
I try to get it to you.
It won't beat Messenger, okay?
Yeah, I know. But see, one thing I liked about it, which Messenger at that time didn't have, is which was a big problem. Like somebody like DJ Fluffy would send some question, but then right after that, Michelle would ask a question, and then
Oh, we'll change the conversation.
yeah,
Real quick. Okay.
Blanca, huh?
Yeah, like that, right?
Yeah, and Blanca would answer, and then Michelle's like, "Are you answering me, or are you answering, DJ Fluffy?"
Mm-hmm.
So Slack has the ability of doing threads. So like if I look at the two questions back to back, I can click on the first question and answer that one, and it makes a thread. So
Mhm.
everybody knows we're talking about that question, and then I can go to Michelle's and I can answer hers in her thread. And even though it's in line in all of us are seeing it, but it's in the thread, a specific thread for Michelle's question. So we were having a lot of problems with that on Messenger, but now you can kind of like give the thumbs up on a specific message or whatever on Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So like if he asks me a simple yes or no question, I can give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I don't have to say yes, even though Michelle might have asked a different question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to use Slack. You can do everything Messenger does plus more. You can add Skype into there. It'll incorporate all these other apps, and you use it all in that one. But yeah, nobody here wanted to adopt it. I guess I'm the only one that's geeky enough that would want to try something like that. So
Yeah.
I had to just give it up.
So yeah, the problem with that, I didn't like it because it was its own separate app,
Uh-huh.
and well, I guess it's focusing more on the iPhone, right? Because
I don't know.
Android on Messenger has a bubble, so you just click the bubble and you send it. And I know in the iPhones and all that, each app you have to open the app and type it and exit out.
Yeah.
So that's why it just killed me. I'm like, well, it's no point of me opening the app if I'm watching a video or something. It's no point of me exiting out the video, go
Yeah.
to the thing. Messenger, I just click the bubble and then just type it and still watch the video.
Yeah, that's true. That's
That's
true.
it.
That helps out.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, let's talk about Slack. For when a screenshot just won't cut it, Slack's paid users can now share live videos of their screens during video calls. The addition of the feature comes a slow 2 years after Slack bought Screen Hero, a startup that offered enterprise screen share in a cash and stock deal for its tech and 6 employees. The feature will roll out on Slack's latest Mac and Windows apps over the next few days. To use Slack screen sharing, fire up a video call, then hit the screen share button. You can select your preferred screen if you're using several. Your webcam will deactivate and Slack notifications won't appear to avoid exposing any private info. Viewers will see all of your shared screen, including your cursor, so you can easily point things out. That's a cool how do you call it?
Feature.
Yeah, a cool feature. Except if you notice, it said
Mhm.
for all of Slack's paid users.
Mm-hmm.
When we were using it, we weren't paying. We were doing the free
Mm-hmm.
version, so we wouldn't get that feature. So yeah, that's for those small businesses that want to use
Mhm.
those type of things. Let's move on to science.
Science? Okay.
Yeah.
Science news.
All right. So let me see. Nope, not that one. The skip the dinosaur one. Skip that one. Let's go to Florida's coral reef is disintegrating. So South Florida's corals are turning white and contracting fatal diseases in what's being called an unprecedented die-off across the region's reefs. We've never seen anything like this scale of bleaching before, said Terry Hughes, director of the Center for Excellence of Coral Reef Studies at James Cook University. In the northern Great Barrier Reef, it's like 10 cyclones have come ashore all at once. Florida's coral reef is the only tropical reef in the continental U.S., stretching 300 nautical miles along its coast. Florida's reef system protects the shore and helps tourism, bringing in billions of dollars every year. Its condition is deteriorating faster than scientists predicted, and in a way that will accelerate as the oceans become more acidic, according to new research. Acidification happens as the oceans absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, may turn out to be an even more deadly threat. Corals can recover from bleaching events, but ocean acidification is expected to increase as the climate warms. The University of Miami scientists called the collapse of the reef's limestone framework a critical habit for fish, unprecedented and cause for alarm. Lots of scientists think that ocean acidification is not going to be a problem until 2050 or 2060, says Chris Langdon, a marine biology professor at the University of Miami's Rosenthal School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. This is happening now. We've just lost 35 years. We thought we had to turn things around. All around the world, coral reefs have been in decline for decades, causing range, pollution, and human-caused destruction to bleaching events that occur when ocean temperatures rise. So, I heard something, I don't remember if it was, they said in a year, a coral reef can come back from bleaching, if it was a year or a decade. But the temperatures have to come back to normal. But since the temperature's staying, high, it's staying really hot, it's not allowing the coral reefs to, come back from bleaching. And now they're saying that the acidic or acidification of the oceans is messing it up even more. So, yeah. What you think about that?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, because coral reefs, they have a lot of that's how the fish survive, and they have their food there, and then the sharks know where to go to eat their food, which is near the coral reefs, So it there's a big how do you say, like, community or whatever around the coral reefs, and if we need them in order to keep fish around, because we fish too much and take out all the fish from the ocean, and if we don't have coral reefs, they're gonna go extinct, all the fish. These coral reefs really help in keeping that, keeping the fish from going extinct, or whatever. So it's kind of messed up, and I'm hoping right now with the current president, we're not gonna he doesn't care about, he don't believe in global warming and stuff like that. So I'm hoping he changes his mind on that, and we start, working to prevent stuff like this, which we were with Obama, but Trump right away started reversing all this stuff. So yeah, we'll see. All right, before we go to the next one, can you put up our sponsors, the Tequila Cazadores? Oh, play the commercial for Tequila Cazadores. Here we go. Hey bartender, we need a round of shots.
Do you want what everybody else is having, or do you want the best of the best?
Of course we want the best of the best.
Well then, Tequila Cazadores is the one for you.
For those special moments in your life, whether it's a special occasion or just a day relaxing with your friends, drink the best of the best, Tequila Cazadores.
That was loud. I hope it was loud in my headphones. I hope it wasn't that loud out there. All right.
Okay.
The next one is, what if the Earth stops spinning? Now, this one, I watched the video. It wasn't really how do you call it, article. They didn't have much to say. It was all in a video. If you get a chance, go watch that video. But for the most part, you know, the Earth is spinning really fast. Do you know how fast, Hector?
I want to say a day.
No. How fast does it spin in a day? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay,
Can't tell you how fast now.
let's just say it spins 1,000 miles per hour.
Oh wow.
So every hour it's going 1,000 miles. You know, so it's spinning, and I guess that's at that's near the equator. So because it's spinning that fast, you know, like let's say, if you've seen any video from like people that are in the International Space Station, if you're looking at a video from them and they look down toward the Earth, you can actually see the Earth spin. You see it moving extremely fast, and so it's like I said, it's 1,000 miles per hour, and that's at the equator. Now, once you get in closer to the poles, it's slower because it's not as wide, it's not as big at that area, so it's not spinning as fast. And we can't tell, we're not getting dizzy, you know, or nothing, because we're not we're inside the atmosphere. It's like when you're in a car, as long as you're going at a specific speed, 60 miles an hour, not speeding up, not slowing down, you feel like you're almost not moving, but you see it because the windows are there, and you're looking, you know, looking through the window, and you see stuff move. But if there was no windows, you really wouldn't feel yourself moving. You would think you're just sitting there. But if you open the window, then you would feel all that wind and all that stuff, right? So the thing is, everything's moving at 1,000 miles per hour, spinning. If the Earth like hit a brake and just stopped completely, everything on the Earth, around the Earth, us, cars, houses, buildings, trees, everything is moving at 1,000 miles per hour. So everything would just fly, you know, like it would be like a wreck. It would destroy everything on the Earth. You know, they show in that video, like I said, if you get a chance, look for that. What if the Earth stops spinning? Look, Google that. Watch the video. It's kind of cool. They show like it would just be. We would have chaos. We wouldn't have, you know, any. We wouldn't be able to live here. All the humans, everything would go flying and get destroyed. And then they show what would happen. Like at first, all the water would leave the where it is and go straight to the poles, and then since the Earth isn't spinning and since it's spinning, you have centrifugal force which expands the equator out. Well, that expansion would go down because it's not spinning anymore, so it's not pulling away, so it would go back, and so then the water most likely from that went to the poles would come back and fill back in toward the center of the Earth. And plus you would have just the sun staring down at one part of the Earth, you know, so I guess you would have a dark side of the Earth and then one side that's just getting hit with the sun constant. And then since it's not spinning anymore, you don't create your electromagnetosphere, whatever it's called, because it's not spinning. So now you don't have shield from the sun, so now the sun's just throwing, you know, all its rays, and you know, cancer causing everything, and it'll really it would be really bad. So they're like, if you were in a plane, you probably wouldn't feel it as bad as long as that plane wouldn't run into something, because like I said, it would be storms happening, stuff would be flying around. So they're saying someone in a plane, if that happened, would possibly be able to survive, or if you were in the ISS, you would survive because you're out of the Earth, but you would be the only one alive. Nobody else would be, you know, Nobody else would be around to receive you. So that's kind of crazy. But so what you think about that, Hector?
Yeah.
You don't-
Well,
You don't have a
yeah. I mean, I was
Oh.
saying like, so you saying people will fly up in the air? Or?
well to the side. So like think about if you're on a train.
So you saying like no gravity? It's just gonna be pulling you to.
Well, it would feel like the gravity's to the side.
Yeah,
Be-
yeah. Like
you
I'm
see what
saying, like you were saying about the water will go to the poles.
Uh-huh.
So you're gonna go towards whatever the North Pole, whatever, is gonna start pulling you that side, right?
Well, not necessarily.
Well, it doesn't matter what side, south or whatever,
Yeah, because it's
whatever side of the.
the way it's spinning.
Mm-hmm.
You would go that way because you're already going at 1,000 miles, in
Mhm.
a circle. If the Earth stopped underneath you, you would keep going, because it's not putting the brakes on you; it's putting the brakes on the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You would be the one to go flying, which is crazy. But also this is an impossibility. It was just more of a
What if question?
like what would happen, and so then they they started thinking about it and what would happen. So that's crazy. A lot of people don't. I know back in the day I never thought that how fast the Earth moved, because you don't really see it. It spins because of the
Mhm.
day-night cycle, but how fast it spins, 1,000 miles per hour, that's crazy. And that's just how fast it's spinning. How fast does the Earth orbit the sun? Let me see. It doesn't. Oh, 93 million miles. Let me see. The Earth orbits on average 93 million miles from the sun. 18.5 miles a second. I don't know. It doesn't tell me how, like, miles per hour. I don't know about kilometers, people. Why are you throwing this at me? But yeah, the Earth is hauling ass. It's going around. Let me see. I can't find it. At speeds of about 18.5 miles per second. I don't know how fast that is in miles per hour. I guess you got to do 18.5 times 60, and then 18.5, and then whatever that is times 60 again. But anyways, that's crazy. A lot of people don't think about all that craziness, because we don't feel it. We don't feel that we're moving. It's weird to think about. All right, so the next story is about air purifier. Let me see. An enormous air purifier turns air pollution into jewelry. What? Is that the right
Was
one?
this the one? Okay, so this one says designer Dan.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, designer Dan Rosegard. I hope I pronounced his name right. Has installed the largest smog vacuum cleaner in the world in Rotterdam to help improve the city's air quality. I'm just gonna say Rose
Mm-hmm.
smog free tower was unveiled on September 4, 2015 at was
Verheenstraat
Rush.
52.
52 following a successful Kickstarter campaign to help fund the project. The 7-meter tall structure is designed to create a pocket of clean air in its vicinity, offering a respite from hazardous levels of pollution. According to the designer, it processes 30,000 cubic meters of air per hour, removing ultrafine smog particles and pumping out clean air using no more electricity than a water boiler. Once inside the tower, the air particles are compressed under high pressure for half an hour and set in
Resin.
set in resin in order to create jewelry. In much the same way that carbon is converted into diamond after being compressed for millions of years.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There, places where there's a lot of smog, to put up a couple of those, and really, how do you say it? Filter out the air, and then it creates jewelry.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. I wonder how they do that. The air particles are compressed under high pressure for half an hour and set in resin.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's outside. I don't know.
Read the next rethinking.
All right. Rethinking critical thinking with help of Carl Sagan. All right. Let me look for the picture. Okay. Here we go.
What? We're at the Carl Sagan.
Yeah, Carl Sagan. Yeah.
All right. You read the title?
Yeah, I read the title. Yeah.
Let's face it, when more than half of undergraduates believe that a full moon causes people to behave oddly, when 2/3 of them believe that Bigfoot exists, and when studies of all ages have a dismaying inability to tell fake news from real news, it's obvious that critical thinking education is failing. Students are being sent out into a modern world rife with misinformation without the needed skills to tell fact from fiction. Which is crazy because I see that with my kids going to school, all they teach them is how to pass the next test, the TOS or whatever task,
Star.
whatever star test there is, instead of teaching them how to have critical thinking, which is one of the most important things, that we should have. One of the most important skills we should have. It's hard to think critically. As humans, we're always meant to follow the leader. Like when you're a kid, your parents tell you what to do, and if you follow it, you do better because your parents are smart. They've done this, they've done that, so you follow their example. You follow what they tell you. But once you become an adult yourself, you're not supposed to just follow anybody. You need to make sure what they say is true or correct or whatever, and you need to be able to figure that out yourself. That's when critical thinking comes around. Since I always say about science and skepticism, I try to use critical thinking about anything that is brought to my attention. If I see an article somewhere and it doesn't make sense, I'll Google and I'll investigate. I won't just take it for what it says and believe every little thing about it, which I notice a lot of people do, and even I'll tell them, hey, that doesn't make sense. Why would you think that? They don't care. They're like, well, it said it there. That's good enough for me. That's not the way to go around life.
Yeah.
That you need to come up with a reason. Well, why does it make sense? Is Occam's razor is the one that makes the simplest answer is most likely the correct one, not the complicated one. Like if you hear a sound in the middle of the night, if somebody said your name, don't think it's a ghost saying your name. It's probably your kid in the next room calling your name for you to go over there. I mean, there's a lot of things, don't think, oh, I saw a light outside. Oh, it must have been a spaceship from an alien. No, maybe it was fireworks like I just saw right now when I stepped outside. I kept hearing this banging. It was fireworks. I don't know who's throwing fireworks in our neighborhood, but there's fireworks outside. I saw all the lights, but I mean, people always want to go to the more, I don't know if they want to be excited. They want, oh, this is exciting. It's aliens or whatever. It's like, no, come up with a reasonable answer. What's the easiest thing? There was lights, maybe I don't know. Somebody's like people have thought those Chinese or Oriental lamps that float in the air. They have a little fire and it kind of is like a hot air balloon. They put them out and they float away. People think those are aliens, but no, they're just it's a ceremony that people were doing. So always don't come up with the craziest explanation. Come up with one that makes sense, and it's usually the most simple explanation. If like I don't know if that's the one from Occam's Razor where they were like some little girls said I don't remember the story. They saw a little, was it like a fairy flying around in the garden or something, and the little girls made up this story. I don't know if they were playing. They went and told their parents, we saw these little things, they look like humans, but they had wings. They were flying around. They were tiny, blah, blah, blah. They even drew it. And the parents, instead of saying, oh, y'all are playing around and, making stuff up like little kids do, they believed them and said, oh, my God, there's fairies or something. There's a story like that. It's like, no, why would you think something that you've never seen, there's never been evidence, why would you go straight to something like that? No, most likely the little kids they made it up, and maybe they believe it, because I've noticed that if you tell yourself something over and over and over, you start to believe it even though it's not true. So they could have been playing all day thinking of that, and then when they got home they forgot, oh, we made that up. No, they're thinking, oh crap, that we must have seen that, even though they created it in their heads. So that's what Occam's Razor is, and that's what they say, use critical thinking. So let me see. Critical thinking has become a nebulous term with little bearing on day-to-day lessons. In between taking notes, memorizing facts, and filling in circles on multiple choice tests, students are expected to pick up the mental tools needed to scrutinize information. But this assumption is pure magical thinking. More often than not, modern industrialized mass education does not inherently encourage skeptical thinking. Rather, such thinking needs to be expressly taught and clearly defined. So, like I said, just by going to school, just by being smart, doesn't make you a critical thinker. A scientist or a doctor can make mistakes, because if they're not specifically taught critical thinking, they can make those mistakes. Even a scientist. I mean, we've seen where magicians are told, go fake out the scientist, we want to see what his reaction is. And the scientist starts to believe that the magician has actual magic, that can do magic, even though he's a scientist and is all about facts, and he doesn't understand critical thinking. It's a separate skill. That's why they say you have to be taught critical thinking. You're not gonna learn it by just reading books and being taught other things. You have to be specifically taught critical thinking. So, we had a conversation with Super Mario last time about, a pilot has said he's seen a flying saucer while he was flying in an airplane. It's like, well, yeah, that's what he thought it was. It could have been, Venus, or it could have been the moon hidden behind clouds. I mean, there's many explanations it could have been. I would not go straight to, oh, it was a flying saucer, because I use critical thinking. There's never been evidence of a flying saucer. There's many videos that are very blurry of flying saucers. We've even found some that it was actually faked. You can even tell how it's faked. You see strings of things, swinging and all this stuff. There's never really been an actual video of a flying saucer. I mean, nothing proven. So, and if you think, like I've said before, as far as any other planet that's possibility that have life to get here, I mean, these aliens would have to survive millions of years. I mean, we survive maybe a century at the most. how would we survive millions or thousands, hundreds of thousands of years to travel from one solar system to another? I mean, all this comes into, question of why would it be a flying saucer? I mean, so that's why I say even a airplane pilot isn't taught critical thinking, and you can't just say, oh, well, he's a pilot, or an Air Force pilot. I mean, he's respectable. He's respectable, and you should listen to him. Well, yeah, he's a respectable person, but doesn't mean he's a critical thinker. That's a whole other skill that's not taught, like I said, in school, unless you're specifically taught that. So that's what this thing about Carl Sagan, that they were, he's got many books. I recommend you reading them, like The Demon Haunted World and stuff like that. Will help you look at the world with different eyes. You'll see that, why haven't we seen any bodies of, like he says at the beginning, of the Bigfoot? Most likely because he doesn't exist. I mean, when you all these animals that are out here, you always run into a corpse of one of the animals out either in a road because they got hit by a car. You find it like I've gone hunting and we found dead animals that got eaten, got killed by other animals, or just died. We found birds dead on the floor, but not one person has ever found a body of a Bigfoot. What does that tell you? I mean, how could you not? If there's many Bigfoot around, and there has to be, because if there's just one, that's impossible. How would they reproduce? How would they be still around? You have to have like 1,000 or more, or 10,000 of one species, just so they can be around, because they'll die out. They gotta reproduce somehow, and there has to be a difference in genes. I mean, there's so much. So like I said, a critical thinker would say, oh, most likely we've never seen a Bigfoot because it doesn't exist, and all the pictures they have are all blurry. It's just like one time I saw this huge dog on my way home from work. As I was driving, I pulled out my phone and took a picture. The picture came out very blurry. So I sent it to all my friends saying, look, I found Bigfoot. And they're like, well, what is it? I'm like, it's Bigfoot. It's a picture of a blurry, furry thing. It's got to be Bigfoot, because that's all I've seen of Bigfoot is a blurry picture of something furry. So, I mean, it's funny that all the pictures of Bigfoot are blurry, so that, which, like I said, it's not Bigfoot. It's nothing. It's just a blurry picture of something. So critical thinking, guys, that needs to be taught in school. Let's move on to the gaming, or actually, Parties for You. Put up the picture. All right, Parties for You. So our main sponsor here at SCP Radio, we're proud to have Parties for You as our sponsor. They are the best margarita machine rentals in Houston, Texas. So you need to call Parties for You. The owner is George Gonzalez at 281-748-0057. That's 281-748-0057. If you're watching the video, it's on there. It says full service rentals. You see the picture, 281-748-0057. You need to call them, rent a machine, rent a double machine, and ask for the Hellraiser and the Mango Passion. Those mixes are exclusive to Parties for You. Those are George Gonzalez's creations. He came up with those flavors. So, and they're the best. The Hellraiser has won many awards at cook-offs because they have margarita, contests, and he's won first, second, and third places in the Hellraiser. So be sure to give them a call and try those. I mean, they also have other flavors like strawberry and stuff. All the flavors are quality. They're not these cheap mix that you find at certain bars that they just have a machine, they have a mix there. No, these are high quality. You'll see what I mean if you ever try it. So make sure you give them a call and let them know that SCP Radio sent you. So let's move to gaming.
Game news.
All right, let's talk about For Honor. Junior, have you played For Honor?
No,
No.
I've seen you play it and people play it, but I don't know. Is this? Do people still play it though?
I don't know. I mean, this is now they're mentioning For Honor Season 2 gets underway alongside patch 1.07. So if I have a chance, I'll play it because I really like the game. I did the last time I played. Mario was here, and he saw me get beat on a one-on-one match, a couple of one-on-one matches. So what I ended up like playing was it's not the I like playing the campaign, but that takes about an hour every time I start playing. So if I don't have that much time, I go into like the free for all. It's not online. It's just on
yeah, it's like a
single player.
yeah.
And you go out, you're coming out of your castle, and here's an invading force, and you have all these like pawns of people. You can just you kill them with one swipe. You can kill like 3 people with one swipe, but then there's other soldiers like you, and you go one-on-one against them, and that's really fun. I remember the first time I tried it, they would kill me. Like I would run out there, get in the middle of a crowd with all my soldiers and their soldiers, and I'd die right away. But after learning how to play it, actually really enjoyed that. I would go and defend, because you're playing like you're defending different areas, and it tells you're B is being taken from you, and now it's red and you're blue. So you would go and you got to stay in there and kill all the people from there, and stay there until it turns blue, and now you own it, and then you go to the next one. So I really like playing that. But now they're bringing for the second season brings with it the Centurion and the Shinobi, alongside with some new maps, gear overhauls, and new faction war series. So named Shadow and Might, it's now live and lands alongside patch version 1.07. The latter of which adds a number of quality of life improvements and bug fixes. Speaking of the former, Matt previously explored what Season 2's debutant classes bring to the roundtable. As for its new multiplayer maps, Forge is said to represent the might of Ashfield and the brute force of the Knight's War Machine. The Temple Garden, on the other hand, is said to embody the beauty and harmony of the mire, but has since been turned into a samurai battlefield. As for gear overhauls, the Shadow and Might update targets redundant stats and ensures that no player is overpowered at any given time by eliminating overpowered builds. What's more, the newly added epic gear lifts the maximum gear score from 108 to 144. On the faction war front, Ubisoft says, with Seasons 1 of the faction war coming down to the wire between Vikings and Samurai, the faction war map will see changes with the introduction of 9 new territories into the cross-platform metagame, with honor, pride, and exclusive in-game rewards on the line. The 12-week faction war decides with which faction is truly superior. Now that on the faction war, on the game, when you pick, when you start to play online, it asks you, well, what faction do you want to be on? The Vikings, the Samurai, I don't remember what the other one is. You pick a faction, and every time you play online, if your team wins, that adds to the score of your overall faction. And every so often, I don't know, once a week, they add up all the score of the people that won, and so that means your faction is either winning or losing depending on how much people play. And it even tells you like your faction need helps in this type of style. So like if I like playing the one-on-one game, if it says the one-on-one game your faction is losing, so it's good for me to go there and try to win as much as possible to help my faction get more points in that area. And so, like it said here, that the Vikings and the Samurai were the main ones winning on the faction war map. So that's just like an extra thing in your gameplay. Depending on whether you win or lose online, it gives you points for that faction. I didn't really care for that much.
Yeah, it's just a little bonus.
Yeah, it's a little extra bonus. You get like
Yeah.
XP for your team winning, stuff like that.
It's just like bragging rights, I guess. Like, oh, my faction is better than yours.
than yours. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when Pokemon Go first came out. They have the 3 colors: the red, white, yellow, and blue. And so people are like, oh yeah, blue's always the best. And I know my brothers are like, oh yeah, blue. So I joined the red team. So it'll be different.
Yeah.
And then my cousin, she joined the yellow team just to be different too. And like, nah, we're not gonna be in the same one.
Yeah.
And we look at the gyms and like, oh look, my gym's the red one. It's all over the place. I don't see the blue, and just like that. So that's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just, oh yeah, my team's better than your team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it didn't catch my attention. I didn't really pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you, is this like a fast-paced game or like more a strategy game?
It's fast-paced. When you play one-on-one, it's almost like a Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Except you can walk around a big area.
Yeah.
And it's not just side view. You're looking 3D
Yeah, it's
into
3D,
into the person. And when you're playing like King of the Hill or where you, how do you call it, where you gotta take over this area and that area, where you'll have like 3 locations that you gotta take over.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have like, let's say 3 or 4 people on your team, 4 people on the other team. You start off paired up with one of the opposite players, and you do a duel right there. When the game starts, you duel with somebody. The winner from there gets to take off to go try to help their teammates. And everybody starts off dueling since it's 4-on-4. So when you die, you wait a few seconds, and then you get to come back. And on the map, you have a whole bunch of army soldiers on your side and on their side, and they're helping you take over the map. But like I said, those you can kill with one strike. So you run into the middle of a group and you swing and you hit the other team's soldiers and you kill them. But then here comes one of the opposite players, and those guys are hard to kill. You have to use skill, And so on that game, you have a way to block. So if they swing overhand, you got to block up. You got to make sure you're blocking up. If they swing from the side, you got to block from that side. So you have 3 places to block: left, right, and up. So you have to specifically block, and you get to see which way they're swinging. So you got to make sure you got to block that way, So then you have the block, or you can parry. So that's even harder because you have to kind of like attack at the same time they're hitting your sword, and you'll parry where you'll throw them to one side and you can attack them. They'll be off balance or whatever, and you hit them. And you also have a quick attack and a slow attack. The slow one is a heavy attack. So it's a fast-paced game, and you can be fighting one person and one of their teammates shows up, and now you have to fight 2 people. And which the good thing is, as long as you're blocking one, he'll automatically block the second guy. As long as it's like within a second of him, because you'll see they're steady attacking, and usually they're coming from the top. So your best bet is to block up, and you'll block both attacks, and you're steady hitting one guy, and blocking and stuff like that. So, and then you get little power ups where you hit a button, and all of a sudden now your attacks are more powerful for a short time, and it helps you defend against 2 people, But I mean, it's fast paced, and if you don't know what you're doing, you get killed quick.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It's fun. I like those fighting games. So.
Yeah. Now I've been playing this new game on Steam.
It's
called Last Man Standing. So, well, this is a new type of game that everybody's playing now on PC and everything. But this is the free version. There's another one that's real popular called Battlegrounds. I don't know if you heard of it.
I've heard of Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Haven't played it.
Yeah. Well, it first started with a HCZ one and
yeah.
So, but all that. They're like, no, this one's better because you get in cars and whatever. So
Mm.
you start, and my game, you just spawn in. There's like 70 players on the map, and you run, and there's like houses and everything, and so you go into the houses or the little camps, and then find guns, health, different kind of things, and then from there you have to run towards the middle of the map because there's a thing, what do you call it? A barrier, and so you have to run from the barrier and watch out from the other players because they could come and kill you too. So that's like, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
And they have a team one also. You can play with like 2 or 4 people probably. I don't know how many. I don't have people to play with, so I just play by myself.
Oh, okay.
This is what I've been playing. But it's really a fast paced game now because where there's time and then the barrier is getting closer and closer.
Yeah, so
and then
it's shortening the map,
Yeah,
so it
uh-huh.
forces you to have to fight.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
so the last one standing is the winner, or how's
Yeah,
it
it's the winner. Yeah.
go? Ah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
How much you had to buy that one? It was
No,
free.
the
right?
one I'm playing is free. It's
Oh, okay, cool.
No, the other one's like $40 or $30. I'm not sure.
And it's not on the Xbox or PlayStation.
No.
Not yet. It's just Steam.
No, it's still one of those early access games.
Oh, okay. So it's like kind of like in beta.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but they're, you know how like Xbox they have that early access.
Yeah.
But
So
I just don't.
they might get it, huh?
Well, I hope. But I'm still waiting for DayZ to come. They announced it like a couple years ago, but they haven't.
And they haven't brought it.
No,
Yeah.
but they had another game. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called it's another zombie apocalypse game. It's on the Xbox. It's called 14 Days to Live or something like that.
No, I haven't,
Or
haven't
something
seen
like
that one.
that. Or 7 Days to Live or something. It's one of those survival games, so
Uh-huh.
you have to look for food, water, and all that stuff, and then find weapons and to fight the zombies. And then there's also other players out there that kill you just to loot your stuff. And
Oh, okay.
no, I played it and I just didn't understand it. I just deleted it.
Oh, so it was free?
No, it wasn't free. My brother bought it, so I was just like,
Oh, okay.
I deleted it. 'Cause
No
I was
demo?
No, they don't have a demo. No.
Damn. Okay. And do you know if a lot of people like it?
Well, now that's what's trending. You know.
It is?
Those type of games.
Yeah.
Survival teaming up game. That's what's trending.
Hmm.
Right
Cool.
now.
Cool. Okay, let's mention the Crew 2.
Oh,
game.
Crew 2. Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft has announced the Crew 2. Have you played the first one?
I played the demo.
It was free on.
Okay, well then I played it and then
I tried to play it and just I have not played no good racing game in a long time.
yeah.
The only good game is to race is GTA 5, and that's not really a racing game.
Oh,
But they have a whole bunch of cars, and then
yeah.
they all the time they're adding new modes, racing modes, and all that stuff to it. So that's what people like to just race on GTA.
Yeah, mine is Forza.
Oh, okay. Okay, a sequel to the open world racing game. It's released in 2014. The announcement was made just prior to Ubisoft's latest earning call. The game is expected to release during the current fiscal year, which runs until March 31st, 2018.
Okay, so we don't know the exact it's just been announced.
Mm-hmm.
So it's due to release in the current fiscal year, which runs to March 31st, 2018. So it can be released from now to then.
Till that quarter, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
to the end of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So,
No details, further details have been announced.
uh-uh.
Cool, okay. And it says the Crew had 10 million registered players, so the first one.
Oh, okay. But that's through all the thing, right? Because I know there's on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Xbox One,
Probably.
PC. I guess it's all through that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Assassin's Creed game.
Assassin's Creed.
Confirmed to launch by March 2018. Let me see. After lots of rumors and a few leaks, Ubisoft has confirmed the new Assassin's Creed will be out during the current fiscal year, which runs through March 31st, 2018. So they must have announced both of these at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The Crew 2 and Assassin's Creed. So you expecting to play another Assassin's Creed?
If it's free, that's the only time I play it when Xbox has it for free.
Well, this one's not gonna be free. It's brand
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, I usually just, if it's a free one, I just download that one and just play it. Yeah, I like them though, but yeah, it's pretty fun. Have you ever finished one?
No, I remember we talked about that. I never
Mm.
finished one. You finished one, right?
I finished like 2 of them.
Yeah. No, I got pretty close. I just got bored.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They take too long, and I don't have the patience anymore.
Yeah,
for,
and then you have to keep practicing jumping over buildings and
yeah.
yeah.
All right, so let's move on to Pokemon Go.
Pokemon.
Adventure Week brings rock Pokemon, faster candy for buddy Pokemon, and more.
I haven't played Pokemon Go in forever.
No?
I still have it. It's one of those games that I spend too much money on that I'm not gonna delete because I already invested so much time on that game.
Yeah.
Like the one I say I always play every day, the Pokemon Duel. They also have a rock event going on right now. So I guess, but I'm already at that point. I already hit that highest level, so I'm like, I don't want to keep playing because I might D-rank.
Oh, yeah.
and good thing right now where they have a every time you start the game,
Mm-hmm.
there's you play a bot. So I play a bot and then I get like 10 XP or something. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. Just
Yeah.
don't play anybody else. Just so I just get that free point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's rock Pokemon?
Rock Pokemon is just like rock type, I guess, like gravel or whatever they have.
So
So I
they're
guess
they're not like Pikachu but rock form.
no,
It's a
no.
whole other type of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what it says here. Warmer weather is upon us, summer is right around the corner, and the sun threatens to engulf us all. That means it's time to bust out Pokemon Go again. And another event from Niantic is headed your way. Adventure Week will have you finding more rock-type Pokemon and their evolutions. So if you've been looking for your Pokemon to get more rock hard than ever, this is the time to do so. But the Adventure Week fun isn't just about rock puns. More items will be awarded from Pokestops, and Pokeballs are half off. In fact, buddy Pokemon will get candy after a quarter of the usual distance. So you can use this as an excuse to walk around and play the game less to get the same results, or to play more and get quadruple the results. Everyone who plays during the event time of May 18th, which starts today, and through May 25th, starting and ending at 1 p.m. Pacific time on each day, will get the adventurer's hat for their training as well. Wow, you don't want an adventurer's hat?
I guess I log in just to get that. Huh?
Just to get that.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's move on to Far Cry 5. Officially confirmed. Ubisoft has
Another
officially
Ubisoft
announced.
game.
Huh?
Another Ubisoft game that
Yeah.
no information, I guess.
Yep, Ubisoft 5 has been announced. They haven't given anything else. Remember, the current fiscal year, which ends on March 31st, 2018. So that's another one. An open world first person shooter. I mean, I a lot of people love Far Cry. I never really liked that game. I played the Far Cry Primal, I think.
That's the newer one, right? That's the
I
last
don't
one,
know.
mean.
I played the one. I don't know if it's called Primal. It's one where you would like turn into this monster and you could scratch the people.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. It was. I think that might have been a Xbox 360 game. That's been a while then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I remember playing that one, but that I was like, no, it's not. This doesn't really call to me.
Because I know that the newer one is like you're a caveman or something. I don't know. You just
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, I didn't play it though.
yeah. This game doesn't interest me.
No. All right, well, let's go ahead and mention Alberta's best bet bail bonds. So if you or someone you know are always getting into trouble on the weekends or when you're out partying or whenever, like Hector,
Yep.
always get into trouble. Be sure to remember this number, 713 best bet. That's 713 best bet. It's on the screen. If you're watching the video, it says right there, Alberta's best bet bail bonds, 713 best bet. And caller, when they say you got one free call, you need to call Miss Alberta, 713 best bet. And so she can get you out. Because you don't need to gamble with your freedom. It's important to get out. So she's you get your bond, you get out of there, get out of jail. It's almost like your get out of jail free card, except it's not free. But make sure you call them, and the number is 713-237-8238. But like I said, 713 best bet. So if you forget, you're kind of tipsy, you're in the jail, you just type in 713 best bet. That way you'll remember it. You call her, tell her what your situation is, and she'll help you out. And make sure you let her know that SCP Radio sent you. So I guess that's gonna be the end of the show for today. We started a little late, apologize for that. We've been doing a lot of work here in the studio. We got a couple of new microphones, and I'm using some wireless headsets. So it sounds a little weird with the wireless headsets, but I'm hoping the mic that I'm using right now sounds pretty clear on the show. Nobody has mentioned anything online, so I don't know how it sounds. But so let's see. Thanks to all the listeners. We appreciate you. You can find me on Twitter at Space Cadet Pro, on Facebook at Michael Lopez, and on scpradio.com. I'm always there. Email us, do whatever. I'm the one that sees everything, and I'll pass it around to any. If you want to send Hector a message, I'll get it and I'll forward over to him. Where can we find you at, Hector?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter. It's at Tamani Boys.
Alrighty, don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. You can email us at scpradio@spacecadetpro.com. Leave us a voicemail at 832-910-7727. During the day, if we're not having a show, that's going to go to voicemail. So just leave us a voicemail. 832-910-7727. If we're doing a show live, we'll answer the phone. But nobody answers it. If we're not doing a show live, ain't nobody going to answer it. So just give us a call and leave a voicemail. That way we'll play it on the next show. If that's what you want, we can play it on the next show. Or we can answer any questions you have. If you're a tech guru or you're into science or whatever, give us a call. Let us know. Maybe you can Skype in, like last time on the show, I asked if anybody who's a geek, a nerd, in tech, give me a call if you're interested in maybe being a part of SCP Radio. I need some tech help. I'm the main one. I'm the tech guy here. Have to do everything. This SCP Radio is really expanding, and we're doing a lot more. So I need a little help with certain things. So if you're a tech person and you have extra time, you want to be a part of SCP Radio, give me a call, 832-910-7727, or email us at scpradio@spacecadetpro, and I'll get in touch with you, and we'll see. But you have to be a tech guy. I'm gonna be the one to verify, and I know a lot about tech, so you're gonna have to know a lot about tech If you don't even bother messaging me. You need to like it. You need to be very knowledgeable, and yeah, if you want to be a part of SCP Radio, message me, or somebody who's a geek, who's into tech, and let me talk to them. All right, so that's it for this show. I guess we'll see you next week. See you later.
Where's the outro?
This is your boy, Light Jockey Mike, and I just wanted to thank you for supporting SCP Radio. That's the end of our show, but please be sure to check us out on SpaceCadetPro.com, where you will be able to watch our videos, find and like all of our social media accounts, and chat with us. While you are there, click on the radio tab, where you will be able to see the show schedule and all of the different ways to reach us. You can also listen to us from there if you are on a PC or laptop. Thanks again, and remember, we are the future in entertainment.